We're all very sorry about General Carville, Commander. The Soviets have been using their crazy Ivans everywhere. Carville always said that you would be the one to lead us to victory. And it seems that you're proving him right. Commander, I have Professor Einstein on closed circuit channel 2.
Allow me to say Dankeschön, Commander. Thank you for saving my home. I have something to, how shall we say, even the score, yeah? You are aware, yeah, of my Chronosphere, a device which it is capable of moving matter through time and through space. I have thought many long days and nights to find the perfect place where to deploy this weapon. There is only one small problem. The perfect place, it is to be found here, on a tiny island in the Florida Keys, just a few short kilometers from Soviet Cuba. I must get back to work.
This is the intel I've been able to gather regarding the Soviet nukes in the area. They'll make Chronosphere deployment a real challenge. Good luck, Commander.
Establishing battlefield control. Stand by. Incoming transmission.
Commander, I thought I'd seen everything, but this takes the cake. You guessed it, mind-controlled squid. Intelligence informs me that effective countermeasures involve specially trained dolphins, which are now at your disposal. What's next? Killer whales? Good luck, Commander.
Battle control online.
Standing by.
Welcome back, Commander.
Building.
Pay no attention to the cruise ship there.
Can't do it!
Alright, I'm just gonna be honest, it's kind of hard to make certain jokes with the current goings on in the US and the world, so,
Cannot deploy.
anyways,
Unit ready.
this mission is actually a very interesting one. Firstly, you've got enough infantry that you should definitely be putting them in certain locations. Namely, have at least like a group of, I'd say 8 of them, watching the bridge to the northeast of your base, and put at least a few, probably a good half, if not full, garrison into one of those buildings next to your refinery, barracks, and all that.
Repairing. Building.
Had I been a little faster, I would have been able to prevent that from happening.
Unit ready.
And you should probably just restart to make sure you get a good, I don't want to say roll, but like just a good opportunity to prevent this from happening.
Under attack. Unable
It's
to comply.
not
Building
critical
in
to the mission in the sense that
Building.
you're going to lose or
Unit
something,
ready.
but it is something to keep in mind that
Construction complete.
should anything go wrong, it's best to probably give it a restart.
Building.
Defensive structures are going to be needed for this
New rally point
tiny
established.
little island to the southwest.
Construction complete. Unit
If you can
ready.
take out the transports, you don't really have to worry about the northern refinery all that much.
Repairing. Cannot deploy here. Building. Repairing. Repairing. Unit ready.
As one might imagine, you also want to prioritize the Rhino tanks. Now, once you've got a good selection of infantry available to you, because you should be producing those for sure, as well as some Patriot missiles, because if you don't, well, you tend to lose a couple key structures. But you'll want some infantry to throw around, mainly because if you can garrison those buildings at the top, way up in the north, then the Russians won't have the opportunity send anybody to your base and attack you from there. It won't prevent everybody from getting through, so obviously you should still keep some infantry on the bridge just in case.
Construction complete.
Sir, yes, sir.
Training.
Sir, yes, sir. On my way.
Unit
On
ready.
the move. I have the tools. Moving.
You probably also shouldn't do like I did, where I kind of split up my forces in the garrison buildings.
Unit promoted.
Namely because,
Unit lost.
well, to be perfectly honest, they're going to have tanks in that area from time to time, and having a half
Construction
occupied building is just not going to cut it.
complete. Building.
Ready. On my way.
Captain on the bridge.
Battle station.
Captain on the bridge.
I have to admit, it's a little annoying to see some units get
Building.
in certain ranges and not really feel any sort of
Our
pressure
base is
from my
under
units.
attack. Repairing.
Like, it kind of feels like they don't defend themselves sometimes, but regardless. If you want, you can invest in some Aegis cruisers, but
Ship reporting.
personally, it's probably better to go with
Construction complete.
Patriot missile defenses. Sure, they'll take up some power and what have you, but the fact that they'll be able to be a permanent cover for your base is just better all around. Not to mention that there are or will be some planes that fly overhead, and
Structure sold.
having them,
Low power.
be able to protect from that is
Building.
also pretty good.
New construction options.
Systems ready. Standing by. Main engines engaged. Navigation.
Our base is under
Allied
attack.
Ship reporting. Speed to full.
Also, while normally your destroyers would be
Repair.
able to
Steering lands right here.
while the destroyers are
Unable
normally
to
able
comply.
to
Building in
take out
progress.
submerged
Construction
units,
complete. Cannot
sadly it
deploy
doesn't
here.
work on a squid that is attacking a friendly unit. You absolutely require dolphins for those.
This message goes out to Hidden Commander, who continues to dance, but ceases to amuse. Now is time to submit to Soviet supremacy, Commander. After you feel pain from my nuclear bombs, you will wish for another chance.
So after a specific time, I forget what the timer is set to specifically, or if it's like you kill all the dreadnoughts or what have you. The Soviets basically give you a 20-minute timer. Now, thankfully, we have two things that'll help us out for this timer specifically. The first being the fact that we do have the Chronosphere, and two, the Soviets will start relying on a very important structure. It's a good one, expensive, all that sort of stuff, and we'll see it more than enough times in the Soviet campaign as the ones building it. But the Soviets have two nuclear reactors. Nuclear reactors are basically just like amazing power plants, as one might imagine, obviously. The issue being that, well, they kind of have a high cost, and they're not exactly super tough structures. Which makes it pretty deadly when you Chronosphere an entire group of prison tanks right next to their
On
base,
hold.
and kind of just destroy it in one shot.
Chronosphere ready. Warning. Chronosphere activated.
Unit report. Good to go. Bound forward.
Construction complete.
Yes, sir. Securing position.
Unit ready.
Yes, sir. Outstanding.
Now, because of their costs and just relative ease in being destroyed, as long as you can take them out, the counter stops, and the Soviets no longer have the ability to drop any nukes on us.
Unit ready. Unit lost.
Though we get to see the, I guess, power dynamic between Apocalypse tanks and Prism tanks. Namely, that Apocalypse tanks are just
Unit
amazing.
ready. Unit lost.
Allied ship reporting. Speed to full.
Unit
Rudder
ready.
Set for new heading.
Building.
Navigation.
Ore miner under attack.
Now, admittedly, I could have done this mission a bit faster.
Allied
I think my original time was somewhere around 25 minutes. The main reason why that is because, one, I've got aircraft carriers. I didn't abuse them as much as I probably could have.
reporting.
And on top of that, I was just trying to play it maybe a little too safe for this mission.
Set for new heading. Main engines engaged. I command
Unit lost.
attacking.
Unit lost.
I also don't really have the patience to have like 4 or 5 different control groups
Allied ship reporting.
in situations like this.
Spotted.
So, yeah.
Spotted. Captain on the bridge to full. Attacking. Standing by.
Unit promoted.
Sadly, there's too many different flak units out and about, so you can't really do anything with Rocketeers this time.
Up and
Unit
over.
ready.
I also kind of misunderstood the mission objective and what I'd have to do. I was under the impression I'd have to do the slow crawl and really take out everything, but thankfully that won't be the case.
Allied ship
Battle
reporting.
stations.
Our only real objective is to take out those
lost.
nuclear silos.
Chronosphere ready.
Heading.
Unit lost.
Attack. Boosters.
Building. On hold. Cancel.
Allied standing captain on the bridge. Navigation.
Battle
system ready.
stations.
Unit promoted.
Allied ship reporting.
Unit promoted.
Also, as soon as you take out those 2 shipyards, you're kind of in the clear to do whatever you want. Provided the Russians don't repower their base, they don't have anything that could ever threaten you,
Unit
period.
ready.
By now, you've got enough defenses on your bridge, you've got units covering
Unit promoted.
the other bridge to the north,
Unit lost.
you've got defenses on the southwest little island, you're pretty much set. If you wanted bonus cash or extra cash generation, what I would suggest is getting some engineers and having them take the oil derricks. We haven't really seen them too much. Oil derricks are basically just a neutral building that, when captured, just gives you money over time. They're pretty strong. And definitely something you want to focus on getting if you can. And yeah, since you have aircraft carriers and they just replace everything for free all the time, there's no reason not to just ride them along the coast and destroy all the important buildings. There seems to be a limit to how many units can be chronosphered at any one time in one group, which is unfortunate because I didn't remember that being a limitation.
Allied ship reporting.
Unit promoted. Unit
Either way, the Soviets have nothing too far away from the coast, so you're kind of safe.
On our way, sir.
Unit ready.
Good to go. Good to go.
Incoming transmission.
Captain.
I warned you we would destroy you, Commander. Now that warning will... What?
Disabled. The missiles have been disabled.
But Ah! Your time is up, Commander! And you will be crushed! Very soon!
On the bridge.
Mission accomplished.